shooting the shelf.
Good morning, everyone. Especially to my co-host, the sunshine that is Curtis Ackerman. Folks, please get up for Curtis. He's really struggling with the head cold or some sort of nonsense today, but he is here. He was like, I am not missing the show, despite me trying to tell him, take a night off, enjoy yourself, rest. I want to put all my shelf selections on so you don't go away. And yeah, Curtis, hope you're feeling better. Thank you for soldiering through and doing whatever.
Gotta
whatever
keep the streak
you were
alive,
nailing.
man. We haven't missed a show in what, like 2 years now, so can't start now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So
On top
if
of everything else, like not feeling great, one of my kids like spilled something on their sheets, and they like went to go start their laundry, and I don't know what the hell they spilled, but it smells like, you know, those like citronella candles that you like, you know, burn for like the mosquitoes and stuff. That's what it smells like throughout my house right now. So I don't know what the hell she spilled, but it is not good. So
maybe that means at least you won't have any mosquitoes to further irritate you tonight.
I guess at least I can smell something, but it's not a good thing to smell. So,
well, folks, so yeah, keep you know, Curtis is gonna hang in here as long as he can with us. Knowing Curtis, he's too stubborn to go home, but
yeah,
I don't want you to go home, but if you have to go home, you can go home. I mean, you're already you know what I'm saying.
I'm here, you know.
You're here.
Yeah.
And I know that song. I could see the energy came over you. That song hit, and I see you went up like 2% from what you were before.
Yeah. I got a little fired up. So yeah.
Big shout out, of course, to Jeremy DeWitt for that killer theme song. Absolutely love it.
We'll see in not too many weeks.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Real quick before we get into stuff, Dirk is throwing this up here. The D13's Demons, the Halloween edition ones went up today. I think some other stuff just a couple minutes ago. So open a second tab and keep watching us, but go order your D13 Demons if you want. I believe it's just D13biblicaladventures.com, but
sure.
Do you want to call out the chat, or do you want me to do the chat?
Sure, I'll call out the chat. We got Terrence St. out there. Well, he was out there at 4:55, and then he disappeared. Then he just got back. So, you know, I don't know if you can count him as first, but, you know, we'll say he's first. Chris Johnson's out there. Dirk's Designs. Kirby's podcast about goblins. We've got Kirby himself. So Kirby's got 2 accounts out there. Dave Orkin, Dub3, Omega Relics. Stacy Lynn. That's 2 of the 3 Lyns. We got David Williams out there. Just Shelve it. I know that guy. JMax77. Blake, a.k.a. Recon Rage. Carver Customs. That's Brian Lynn. So that's 3 of the 3 Lyns. I don't think we have Little Lynn, but we got the other 3. Rob Zamora. Favorite Zamora that I know. Jose Torres. Captain Firebeard Baker. That's not Captain. It's Cap'n, like the crunch. Let's see. Got Kimpool Collects out there. Joe Gonsalves, Michael Casper, Stephanie Orkin. Both the Orkins are here. Wholesome Warlock. Jordan is out there. Thomas Belay. Looks like Uncle Bob and Aunt Shelley are out there. Keith Holven. Guaisagwe Echevarria. And Gina Marie. So appreciate everybody that's joining us now, in the future, on the replay, whatever. Anybody that tunes in to watch whatever this is. So
I'm going to pull this up real quick before we bring our guests out, just because it is timely. D13toys.com. Go to the shop page. The 2-pack of the Halloween is already gone, but the Harvest Demon is still available. The purple ones are up, and some of the Easter ones and the all-in set of 3 are all available over at D13. If you want to go check those out and support Chris and D13.
Beautiful.
All right, Folks, we have got a spectacular, nay, a Swigg-tacular show for you tonight. You may have heard rumblings of an event occurring at LegionsCon coming up in just under 5 weeks. The Night of 1,000 Swiggs, the photo of 1,000 Swiggs.
The theme song says a friend or two, but sometimes it's three.
Sometimes it's three.
Sometimes, yeah.
So instead of me going on about what this is, let's bring our guests on. Curtis,
the experts, so to speak,
friends in the community, folks watching, whether it's live right now or on the replay, give a warm digital welcome to. I don't know where I'm going to start. I'm going to start with the way they load it up on the page. Kirby.
Wow, that looks like a swig.
Joe G.
That's a nice mustache.
ESJ, Terrence St. I don't know what his name says. I stand. Oh, I stand with Swig. Okay, I see it. Sorry, I read I stand and I started thinking of a song immediately in my head that is completely irrelevant.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, no, I don't.
Well, I do, just not currently. Folks, welcome to the show.
Happy to be here.
And Kirby, this is your first time on Shooting the Shelf. Joe, you're a regular guest with us, co-host, comrade at arms, and all the stuff we do. So, Terrence, Kirby, welcome to the shelf. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, we are excited to talk about all the swiggity swoo going on. Curtis, yes.
Well, we don't normally do this, but if you could hit that like, the subscribe, and super chats are always welcome. I'm not sure if you guys heard, but StreamYard prices doubled in price. So anything you could do to help, greatly appreciated. So there you go.
Absolutely.
Hell yes.
Yes. Yeah, we're pretty close to 800, I think, subscribers at this point. So we're just over 200 away from 1,000, which is a pretty big landmark for YouTube. But
we'll
we're glad.
Do something huge for that, some sort of big giveaway.
We will.
Yeah.
Again, more songs are coming to mind. My brain's in a weird state. My second oldest brother, has been staying with me since Thursday night. So my whole routine is a little thrown off. And my brain is going in 8 million different ways instead of 7.5. So
what do you want to get to shelf selections? Maybe that'll help straighten out your brain.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. That would focus it, maybe not straighten it out.
Okay. All right. Well, here we go. So for those that just joining us, Shelf Selections is a segment Jesse and I do where we pull up photos that we saw through the week that inspired us, and then we talk about them. Our guests talk about them, and we'll go from there. So
apparently, we scare off some of our guests.
Yeah, that's cool. It happens. This is one of mine, I believe. I don't know. I get lost. I think this is one of mine. But this is Greg, formerly Brute Scale, with this nice little wintry pick here. Little Dubin with a coat, little coat Dubin. So yeah, I just thought this was cool. I like wintry stuff. So
yes. Dubin is such a fun character, and seeing that coat from the Frankenstein's creature on him is really cool. I love it. Gives him a little bit more of that kind of more rugged. He's had a rough journey look, and where Greg found the snow this time of year is beyond me. Greg, you'll have to let us know. And hey, he's got Daniel Pemberton, the devil, and the huntsman is believe that's from the King Arthur movie with Charlie Hunnam. So it's a good soundtrack.
Right on.
Anything? What's that, Kirby?
I was gonna say this is like a Spotify playlist cover that you just have like medieval fantasy, snow time, cozy chill. Like this is what I want to see. This is a great picture. I like it just for the.
Oh, he's
what
back.
Happened?
I don't know. Lost him, but he's back.
I'll-
Joe or Terrence, any other thoughts on this one?
I think it looks great. It looks very cinematic. I can't tell if he's done some damage where he's coming from or if he's on his way to do some damage, but I feel like, that weapon's going to get some use.
Yeah, I think that he's getting ready to go do some damage. That's what I
Looks
get.
clean, at the moment.
Dubon is one of my favorite legions just overall. And since I found out that his mustache is a separate piece, I like him even more.
Yeah, did you guys know that? We found that out Friday night. Joe told us that his mustache actually pops off. So
yep.
There you go. If you didn't know that, now you do. So
well, yes,
weird,
put mustaches on everything.
Yeah, we might see some of that later in the show. So
interesting. That sorry, I'm in the process of working on I'm working on a custom using his head that I put the Marley hair on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to figure out how to put some orc teeth on it. And now that I know the mustache can come off.
Yeah, it's like perfect for
it.
I was trying to, most of the heads come out of the hoods really easy, but for some reason, Dubon's was a freaking nightmare to get out of there. And while I was trying to peel it out, I just happened to grab his mustache and it just like half peeled off. So I was like, hey, wait a minute.
So I have a question. I imagine we've seen the mustache used on other things. Have we seen what Dubon looks without his mustache?
I haven't showed that.
I have not seen it. No,
I'm imagining like a Henry Cavill Justice League type thing. So I'm just trying.
I'm guessing it leaves like an opening in his face that doesn't.
It
look
does. It's slotted in. So yeah, Jesse's orc idea it very much has that. He has like a hair lip right now, so some tusks would probably look really good.
Well, I'd have to adjust the mustache and then put it back on, or resculpt a different, thinner mustache for the tusks to go in front of.
We did have a few other people join us. We got Mecha Rec out there, Paul Zach, and Sig Toy Arts. So appreciate you guys joining. Next one is from Jesse.
So this is Diggs_Figs. I had to look at this a couple times to make sure it wasn't like a painting or like something from a set behind. Like, is there like new Mando stuff coming out? I'm like, no, that's a toy. I just love the lighting. I love the light coming through that one window, the color, that tone, that dirty, sickly yellow brown color has become a favorite of mine over the past year. And seeing it so dedicated in a photo like this just really stands out to me. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love that, dio piece or whatever that is there. That's really nice. It looks authentic. So, yeah, really, really cool setup and shot. You guys, any thoughts on this one?
It looks great. It looks like it's just straight out of the Mandalorian TV show or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It looks fantastic. It captures the mood of that show, and like it seems like, it just looks fantastic.
Yeah, he's getting ready to backstab somebody. Somebody's going to come walking through that door and be sad.
I kind of like that it's a moment of tension or moment before the action instead of having it, he's in the middle of a blaster fight. That here it's just before all that. It's kind of like the calm before the storm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like what's going to come out of that door?
And once again, this is Diggs_Figs. Once again, if you aren't following these folks, go ahead and shoot them a follow because it'll make your Instagram that much cooler. Which is what I am checking right now, and I am already following him, so I am good. Next one. This is an up-and-coming photographer, 16_shooter. And he does a little like toy photography here and there. And I thought this one was pretty good. He's got the Batman and Superman there. Superman's getting ready to drop a big boulder on Batman. Just thought it was a pretty cool shot. So I think this guy has potential. What's that?
I said Purple Gang clip that.
That he's going to drop a boulder on him. So yeah, this guy has some potential. I would say, if he's watching or if he catches this later, keep it up. You got something, kid. So
hang in there.
Yeah.
That was just great. I want to see the next picture. Sorry, not because I don't like Batman. Like, it just feels like this picture needs a payoff. but this is really cool. The coloring, you know, the sky. I mean, Trevor always does awesome shots.
Oh, is that who this is?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Trevor. Trevor Noah, I think he hosts like a late show on Comedy Central or something like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Multi-talented.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. This is an awesome shot. A lot of shots, you know, when they're doing something that like you can feel the tension. I mean, granted, Superman is really strong, but like the way that boulder's placed and the way he's got the arms posed is really selling the action of this shot. I dig it.
Just lacking some blue light, in my opinion.
It's a little bit
like
in the
how
clouds, a little bluish purple. Yeah.
I like how he's cropped it nice and tight around the boulder, so that kind of fills up the whole frame, just making it feel very huge and big.
Yeah. Joe, Terrence, any thoughts?
I think it looks great. I mean, it's you know, I mean, I love The Dark Knight Returns, so it looks fantastic. And again, Trevor doesn't do anything bad, so I mean, it just looks fantastic.
Yeah, I don't think that anybody needs to hear me say what a great photographer Trevor is.
I do.
I like that this, even though I do like Batman, this to me kind of feels like how a fight between Batman and Superman would go. I like the content as well.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I like everything that Trevor does, but when he's not doing like product photography, like actual work, when he's just playing, I enjoy it that much more. Because it's like, okay, he had a little bit of time in his schedule that he could actually just, you know, play and put something together, which is cool. So
yeah.
This one is one of Jesse's.
Vaz_pics. Vorga is one of my favorite cosmic figures at this point. I just really like her color scheme, and just like the design of her head shape and everything is really cool. And just the way she staged, I don't know if I'm assuming that's some sort of digorama, you know, screen display in the background. Maybe it's custom painted. I don't know how it was created, but it looks cool. And you know, it just feels like she's on the floor of like a hangar bay or something, of a ship or a space station, like getting ready to face down a bunch of baddies. So
yeah, I really like the background. I'm not sure. I'm guessing that's either some sort of photo or LCD monitor or something, but it's just really cool. And then just the pose and the fact that they didn't cover up the tat with the pauldron, because that's just a shame when people do that. So
she's only wearing her right one on my shelf.
yeah. Guys, anything else on this one?
Yeah, I love that. You know, the colors. You know, obviously the colors of the background pick up on the colors of the figure, so I just think it all works really well together.
Yeah, and it makes it feel like she's in space somewhere, you know, which is, you know, kind of tells a story with the photo.
Yeah, everything, just the color matching and the lighting and everything, just really, it's just a nice photo. It's very pleasing and it just works. It's great.
Awesome. Ooh. Curtis is muted.
This is what's up danger. Sorry. And just a cool action shot with Blade and you know, dragging was it Morbius through the streets. Yeah, I don't know. I really just like this. I thought it was kind of cool.
I love it. The color's great. The semi-blurred background, the motion blur on the tires. And like, I feel like this kind of feels like Blade is like pulling like a petulant child version of Morbius through the street, like where he's like, hey, you can't do this to me. Like, it's not like a violent scene. But you know, he's like, stop manhandling me, you cretin, or something. Not that that's what he sounds like, but this is a really fun picture.
Yeah, I don't know that it is Morbin time. I think it's Blade time. So
yeah, it's Bladen time. Oh, hey, $5 super chat from the Wolf King, Len LaGuardia himself.
Hi, Len.
What's up, Len?
Woo. Woo.
Nice. Any other thoughts on this one, guys?
Yeah, I think that they're not fighting. I think that Morbius asked Blade to do this, and he's actually yelling having wee, and because he's a vampire, so dragging on the blacktop wouldn't hurt his rear end, so he's having a good time.
They're gonna get so many views on whatever the new TikTok is, so they're really excited. This is gonna do great. It's gonna go viral.
Mm-hmm.
Morbdorb? Nope. All right. I'm going to not pitch any more ideas.
Fantastic photo, though. It's really cool. I love the feeling of motion, even though you know that they're standing still. So that is really cool.
All right. This next one is from Jesse.
This is 97_parsecs_photography. Posing a technically it is the Endor Ranger head with Captain Rex parts, even though I believe they've said that's not actually Captain Rex on Endor because he didn't exist yet. That other character has a name. He said, or they said that they really wanted to, show this picture off in this way because it just thought it was really fun. And whether it's Rex or not, for real, it doesn't matter. This is an awesome shot. You got Wicket up there, jabbing his spear into the stormtrooper's face. The other Ewok in the background, shooting off the blaster. It's just a fun, dynamic shot, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff going on in this. The more you look at it, the more you find things kind of in the background and around. This is awesome. I really like this. So
the mayhem in this scene, I love that Ewok in the back with the blaster. That's all you need to see. Ewok with the gun. I'd watch that movie. That's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's all they need to take over the galaxy.
And then there's another one there in the tree that looks like he's just cheering. I don't know what he's doing there, but he's just
he's having a good time.
Raise the roof.
Yeah. Any other thoughts, Terrence, Joe?
Yeah, I was going to come in also on the Ewok with the blaster. He needs to do another photo now where there's a bird falling in the background. I think would be perfect as a follow-up. So,
yeah, just
a TIE fighter randomly crashes in the background. We got another $4.99 super chat from Kent Pool. The wolf icon king icon has spoken
with a finger pointing upward. Yeah,
icon is right.
Yeah, Kent Pool collects. Check him out, by the way. I mean, if you're not already subscribed, what are you doing? Because he's got 10,000 people over there. So you should definitely follow him too. Kent's a great guy. This is one of my picks. This is Toy Immersion. I just opened my retailer version of Headless Horseman this week, which I absolutely love with the Spectral Green. But, there's something to be said for the OG version as well. And this looks really awesome. I love the lighting that they've got kind of, radiating from the background here with the, the fog. This looks amazing. So great shot.
Wow.
I love it. Is that a hood on there as well?
Yeah.
I like that. That's a fun look for the Headless Horseman.
It looks like a combination, but if the Ring Wraith and the Headless Horseman combined into one.
Yeah, that's not a nightmare I need to think about tonight.
Right.
That's a really awesome shot.
Yeah. Like you said, it does have that Rankin Bass Ring Wraith where it's got the horse with the glowing red eyes and everything in the hood. It just is. That's pretty evocative there.
I love that overexposed light coming from behind it, or diffuse, whatever that is. It's really blowing out the plant life around it. It also feels somewhat sci-fi at the same time. I dig it.
Yeah. Next one's one of Jesse's.
So this is from Uncle Bob's Vintage Toys with some underscores in there. Start typing that and you'll find him. Regular viewer of the show. He is a huge Creature from the Black Lagoon fan. And he had taken one of his, I believe this is the Jada version of the creature, to the beach recently. And I just thought this was a fun picture, because it's such a moody, creepy character. And just to see him kind of on a nice, pleasant kind of sunsetty beach, was kind of fun. I wouldn't want to be a guest on that beach seeing this guy walking up, but yeah.
Yeah, this is a nice nature shot. We always talk about loving those. Creatures cool. The only thing I'm gonna give some feedback, Bob. Where's footprints? What happened? How did he get there? What's going on? Let's
Tide's going out.
Yeah, let's throw some footprints in there next time. But other than that, this looks pretty awesome.
He only weighs half a pound. That's why there's no footprints. He's only this tall. And that's he's the creature from the Black Lagoon, but I think that's a bum rap. He's on a way to get a martini right now on the beach. Yeah. He's not going to be a creature towards anybody in just like 5 minutes. So he's on his way to chill. If I lived in a Black Lagoon, I'd be grouchy too.
He's on vacation. Don't expect him to go creaching around or anything. He's on his break.
He's creaching around.
Yeah, the chill guy from the Black Lagoon doesn't have the same ring to it though. So
no, but he's more fun to hang out with.
He is my favorite Universal monster. So I mean, there's that.
Next one is one of mine. This is Ender 100,000. 1 and then 5 zeros. And I believe this is the Mezco version of the crow. It just looks really cool. I like that you just barely get a little sliver of the window there and the light coming in, the way that it's hitting his face. It just, and then you got the bird sitting there on the chair. It's just super cool shot. I like it. I've been really thinking about getting this figure. So
it's a great shot, really moody. You can almost hear before he sat down, like the floorboards creaking under his feet and just like that crinkle of the leather chair as he sits down. It pulls you right into whatever story is going on in this scene. I really like it. I don't know, Sig. I think it's a parakeet. Sorry, I'm responding to a comment. He's wondering what kind of bird it is. I think it's a parakeet.
Okay.
For anyone that missed the beginning, Curtis is a little under the weather, so if he's acting more like me than usual, don't blame him. He's not well.
Anybody else?
This photo's got some details like that back wall. You've got just a little sliver of the window, and then you've kind of got like a wall that's like the sheetrock is torn back, and you just see those slats and stuff. So you kind of have the two little points of light coming in. Like this is just very moody, like every, goth kid in high school is like, this would be on their folder or on their backpack. Like this is the mood that they want. They want to be in their room alone and they want to think. And so it's captured this really well.
This actually came up on my feed the other day, or maybe it was in the last 24 hours, whatever. I was scrolling through, and I actually thought this was a photo at first. I had to actually look at it for a second to realize that it was actually an action figure. So, I mean, I think that speaks to how good of a photo this is.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this movie, so it definitely looks like a scene from the movie. I could totally see it as a clip. What's that?
You've seen this movie?
Yeah, of course. In the theater.
Like 12.
Yeah,
I mean,
I have watched movies, just not many.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Next one's one of Jesse's.
So this, I can't remember if this is Dutch _ Drauger. I could have said that 10 minutes ago with no problem. And this, again, it's the skeletons. We're seeing a lot of, I think people are doing like a skeleton photo every day this month, if I'm understanding hashtags correctly. But this is just fun. I just thought this was cool. Again, it was a new to me page. And I just thought it was a cool shot of some skeletons with some weapons, especially on the heels of the 4-pack announcement we got from the Horsemen this week. So
yeah, I mean, never get tired of seeing these skeletons. Not sure what these guys are up to, but I'm sure it's probably no good. But yeah,
I think they just saw a bird get shot by a blaster off in the forest somewhere.
Yeah.
They're like,
they're pointing at the Ewok.
Yeah, with the gun.
Yeah,
so like, dude, check out that Ewok.
Practice gun safety. So.
I think the guy on the left is saying, let's go watch Shooting the Shelve.
Yeah, that must be it.
Hey, they're smart skeletons then.
The one on the left is saying, "Wow."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else on this one, guys?
We're just getting into this area. Like, I know the daily skeleton thing's just starting, but I hope we can, at some point, they'll be able to take skeletons seriously again. Not really. I'm enjoying seeing all the pictures that come out. Everybody's just having so much fun with them that I do wonder when Necronominus, when All-Star 6 come, are we going to be able to take the congregation seriously after this? It's everybody's just having way too much fun with these skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be honest, I'm a little confused by what month it is because of the fact that I thought we started off with October, and then I started seeing the skeleton pics, and I was already doing the Goblin a Day thing, so I mean it was or the Swig a Day, so I mean it's been really hard to keep up with all of it. So I'm trying now.
Everybody wants
They're all
to claim
spooky.
every month for themselves. So I got a super
also-
chat here.
Well, before I say that, I will say Horse and Warlock with a $5 super chat. Ooh, pre-order your skeleton 4-packs from Wolf King Customs on 10/14. That's the best deal around, and that's the Wolf King promise. Wolf icon, crown icon, purple heart swag bags. Yes. Wolf King has got some fun stuff in the works to go along with those 4-packs, so stay tuned for that information as we get closer to that date.
And the swag bags do not have poop in them. That's the Wolf King promise. So,
Yes.
All right.
yeah.
It had nothing to do with packing those ones.
Yeah. All right. Next one. I think this might be the last one. This is one of mine. This is optimus.crime on Instagram. And I had to throw this in here for Jesse because I didn't know if he was going to see it. I figured if he didn't have it as a pick, I was going to have to throw it in here because, it's just ref being cool ref. So, gotta have that in there. Love the rain. Love the swagger in his walk. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, this is a great shot. I had not seen it. I do not believe I'm following this account, but I will be when I do my recap tomorrow. Great shot, awesome. I love that it's such a brightly lit photo, because usually the turtles are, if it's brightly lit, it's like down in their lair and it's cozy and stuff. But seeing him up on the street in the coat, it's like, oh man, he's really putting himself in jeopardy for getting spotted in this moment. And like you said, he's got that attitude and that swagger. And he's just doing what he's got to do. I do like it, and thanks for thinking of me, Curtis.
Absolutely.
It's a little solidarity for everybody else who's having to deal with rains and hurricanes and everything right now too. To know Raph is out there with you.
Yes.
Yep. Anything else in this
Don't mind that he's an amphibian.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, he's not, is he? He's not. Turtles aren't amphibians, are they?
I don't know what
They're
they
amphibious.
are. Okay.
I'll say that he looks pissed, and I think he's wearing the jacket and the hat just to keep the rain off of him, because he looks like he's going somewhere with business on his mind, and I like that look.
He doesn't look happy, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, and that is it for shelf selections. But that's not it for our photos, because tonight we're doing the Swigg'tacular, and wanted to. Well, first of all, let me pull this down real quick and maybe have Terrence kind of explain to the people what 1,000 Swiggs is, what's going on, describe this whole movement, and then we're going to actually look at some examples that people have had out there. So, Terrence, you want to hit the people up with some knowledge?
Sure. I mean, I think Joe honestly has given the best explanation there is out there, but I will try to keep up with his. Jeremy Gerard, had created a story after the mystery box of Mythoss sale where a lot of folks ended up with a lot of extra Swiggs. And at first there was kind of I think a little confusion on why there were so many Swiggs out there. And then Jeremy wrote this story about Swig where he had created a potion that created 1,000 of himself in the effort to try to create a Swig with the strength or power of 1,000. But Jeremy wrote the story, and that made it canon. And then there were some people, I think still a little grumbles about why so many Swiggs. And then I decided I would put a post up and say, hey, listen, if we're all going to LegionsCon, wouldn't it be cool if everyone brought their Swiggs so we could actually bring the story to life in a way? And I didn't know what the response would be, but it got a very good response. And then shortly thereafter, a number of folks started creating their customized Swiggs, and I think it really picked up from there. I would say David Williams and yourself, Curtis, and others have jumped on board. But I mean, Joe is probably the most productive Swig maker of all Swig makers. I think he's up to about 40 at this point.
He's Swiggtastic.
That number. He is.
I just bought a lot. I haven't made that many. I cheated.
But shortly thereafter, myself and Kirby and others came together and started working on, how could we make this more fun? And we started kind of organizing a little bit to try to make this a bigger thing. And then luckily around IshCon, Jeremy approached me and said, hey, we're going to go with this. We're going to give you space for it. And it really became more of a real thing at that point. So at this point now, we're really trying to get this to be a really fun community thing. I think it's one of those things that the Cabal always comes out, always does cool stuff together. And I think this is just one more opportunity where we can all come to LegionsCon, and I think anybody can bring a Swig, anybody can buy a Swig at LegionsCon. But I think you would probably agree that anything that leads to more creativity and more fun is great, So that's what I think it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a lot of fun. Obviously, it started with apparently Jeremy had transposed some numbers and ended up ordering basically an extra 1,000 that wasn't supposed to be ordered. So comes up with this, this idea for the story, and then it just kind of takes off from there. And yeah, I mean, getting them all together and having them in one picture at LegionsCon is going to be a lot of fun. We really need to get to that 1,000 number though. So we need everybody to bring 1, 2, 5, 10, whatever.
40.
It could be brand new out of the box. You could do a pop and swap with it. You can do some customizing, but don't feel like you've got to learn how to paint just for this. You can just bring one however you want. So, did you want to pull up, Jesse? I know you had some other stuff that Terrence had sent you. Did you want to pull up any of that before we start looking at the pictures?
I believe you wanted a certain poster brought up towards the beginning, right, Terrence?
Yes, if we could bring that up, that would be great.
So let's bring this up. This is awesome. And that's all I'll say.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's been pretty timely. If anybody's been paying attention to the last several days, it seems that Swig has gotten himself into quite a bit of trouble with King Noglin. And King Noglin has basically been on the hunt for Swig. And over the last couple of days, that seems to have increased, and more people. Just prior to the show, there was a newspaper article that came out saying that the Sons of the Red Star are now involved, and now he's got assassins on him. Last night on Purple Gang, there were bounty hunters getting involved. So, I mean, these are dark times for Swig, and I really hope that he'll come out on top on this. But there was this wanted poster that came up earlier, and so I thought we should put this out there so that people are aware of just how treacherous things are becoming.
So it reads...
Oh, hold on 1 second. I just wanted to pull up this comment. Carver Custom says, really hope I have enough time to make a Swig for the event. Okay, first of all, no excuse, because you don't have to do anything. You just grab one out of the package and bring it. So that's number one. Number two, last I heard, you had something like 10,000 torches. So I think maybe you can take 5 minutes off and put a Swig together, okay? Because I don't know that you need 10,000 torches. And just do it.
Put that torch on your Swig, cross promotion, put your logo on a little shirt. This is, just to interject a little. Yeah.
You cut the neck peg off of a Swig. You put a torch inside of the neck to where it's just a Swig body with a torch head. And then there you go.
You can call them Twig.
Yeah. Yeah. Or
see, that was easy.
Yeah. Boom. We just did your work for you. So
yeah. Or what'd you say? Or Schwartz? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do too.
All right, Jesse. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say it means wanted. Swig the unreliable, unspeakable crimes. Those found aiding the goblin will be punished. Reward, lots of gold. This is an unofficial, non-canon piece of fan art.
I would like to add that this was constructed and put together by Omega Relics. He can be found on Instagram. Great guy who's been helping us out a lot with promotion and with coming up with artwork for it. So, glad to have him helping us out.
Beautiful. Awesome. Well, let's actually get to some of these photos. So I just went to Instagram. This is no slight against anybody. If your picture's not on here, I went to Instagram. I looked up hashtag with 1,000 swigs, and I just started pulling some stuff to show tonight. I will be before bed. I will be downing half a bottle of NyQuil and hitting the sack. So, all right. So first one here, this is Aslan.creations. This is Tanya McCoy. And this was her swig that she put together, which looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
We've got this one here, Jeffrey Osman. Some little soft goods, a little bit more of a beefy dwarf size body. Love that hat that he's got on it.
Oh yeah.
Mythic Customs. I'm not sure who is new guy to the community, maybe.
Is there anything even in this picture besides like a cut up swig head?
No,
Like
I think it might be John Cena. Yeah.
I personally like his hammer pants a lot. So
yeah, he's about ready to get down. So a little ninja swig. Dorklayer put together this one, the little pop and swap with Noglin and Swig, and nice little Darla Ackerman cape on it. So
nice.
Yeah, pick those up at LegionsCon. The Kung Fu Jedi.
That's our buddy Douglas.
Has this one. Love the paint job on the torso, and the face is very creepy looking. So
this one looks like he's been doing some work.
I don't think I've seen this one before. That's awesome.
No, yeah, I haven't either.
He's one
Douglas, great song choice too.
We got JG012C. Just gave us a little purple version with a Stein there. So
and he went back and put a helmeted version after he found out that you can swap the helmet from the deluxe Goblin builder. So yeah, he has an updated version where Swig has that helmet on it. It's really cool, painted purple, of course.
Beautiful. This guy sucks. Don't worry.
Yeah, this one. But, move on.
But he turns out some really nice swigs. This is one of my favorites.
Amazing. Yeah,
the helmet on that is out of this
incredible.
World.
This was one of those ones that kind of was an accident because I tore the hood, and then I was like, okay, well now I got to figure out something to put on him. I'm like, well, how about a space helmet? And kind of went from there. I tried to keep like the same color scheme, but give him, the more cosmic armor. So
it's all about those happy accidents with Swig. Something goes wrong, you do something new with it, and it turns out even better.
Yeah, you just kind of move on and keep going. So this is Patrick Boyle, and he got a big old swig with 4 arms, and
his swig's getting handsy.
Yeah.
Toro.
Yep, Speaking of handsy, I want to pull this comment up. Paul's saying I thought there was some sort of registration for the Swigs. We will address that during the show, so stay tuned.
Absolutely. Let's see. Saturday Morning Toy Collector did this one. We got that
very cool.
Yeah, like Magnus torso or Vorthog torso. Actually, it might just be mostly a Vorthog body. Then you've got the little kind of turtle shell shield, and he's actually just got a chain and ball and chain attached to his hand. So
well, this is a tribute to Emil, isn't it, for the hammer throw?
Sure. Sure, might be.
I actually got the shield on that this past Saturday, the backpack on that this Saturday. It was awesome. So I asked him to put up more pictures of it. So we have that one coming.
Yeah, which by the way, Darla made sure she let me know today. Well, I was kind of having a rough day, feeling sick and stuff, and she let me know that Emil's name backwards is Lime. So yeah. So
put Emil on your tacos.
so think about that every time you drink Sprite, or 7-Up, or eat green candy that's not sour apple.
JDS _plastic _paradise. So this, nice. I'm guessing this is using some. I don't know if it's just fully repainted or if that's part of the Vorthog armor, or I don't know, but it looks cool. I like the soft goods on there. Love the color scheme. The changing the hood and making it black. So another one from Mythic Customs. This is a Sir Gerard one because we know he's a shapeshifter, so he can be whatever he wants, and apparently he wanted to be Swig. So
that is awesome.
Here we got Coffee_Goblins. So
it's a Boots Goblin.
Yep, it is. Another got a nature shot. He kind of blends in there. I think he's kind of camouflaged a bit. So even his staff kind of blends in with the background. And this is another one, JG 112C. Got some soft goods on there, as well as a shooting the shelf brick. So yeah, tell him shooting the shelf sent you.
He's about to.
Oh, speaking of Jordan Van, one of you put a purple brick on the table at RetroCon, and I just found it when I unpacked my stuff. So I will return that to you at LegionsCon.
Ah, okay. Here we got 6 midnight_creation 6. And I'm not sure what's going on here. He's got like a severed Swig head, but
maybe it's a Highlander situation.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm your Swig now.
Yeah.
That's what I hear when I look at this.
Or it's that guy from Game of Thrones that can just wear different people's faces.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Here we've got our good friend Noah Pratt. Anything's posable. Did a kind of a beefy, bulky Swig.
I like that his mace is colored like the staff topper for Swig.
Yeah,
I think that was my favorite part of this, even though the whole thing looks great.
I like the red all across his eye too. So this guy put this one together. This is just.shelve.it. More of a kind of a tall Swig who
cannot get away from this guy.
Apparently loves chickens or hates chickens, one of the two.
I think he's strangling it, actually.
It's complicated.
Like he's choking it, you think?
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So that was a good one.
Sorry, Dizzy.
Here we got low_fidelity_customs. This looks very metallic, color shifty.
Yeah, psychedelic Swig.
Yeah, very trippy. It looks like he's got like a potion attached to his wrist there. Which is kind of cool. So,
like Swig in Cyberpunk. That's awesome.
Cool.
This is our buddy Kempool Collects. He's got the ponytail Swig. So
hell yeah.
Right. He went through the process of taking off the hood and then kind of filling it in and doing different stuff.
Love it.
Psycho Ed 75, our good buddy from the Latin Legions, gave us a Swig with a bunch of extra arms in the back. So
why doesn't he have the fried chicken?
I don't know.
Oh,
you would think this one would have the chicken, yeah.
Rotisserie. Yeah. Rotisserie.
Here we got Captain Firebeard Baker with another kind of tall Swig.
It looked like a Lord of the Rings Swig to me.
I could see that.
Oh, is that M'Baku skirt?
It could be. I don't know.
From the Build-A-Figure Marvel Legend?
Might be.
Yeah.
Next, we've got Greg, formerly of the Brute Scale. Gave us a couple of different Swigs here. A big and a small. So...
very cool.
Another one from Kitpool Collects. He's got a whole family of Swigs here.
I like the Swig with the bib the best.
Yeah.
You don't want to spill any potions and ruin your,
For sure.
No.
Here we got Terrence's _next_toy. Got a Swig on a cat with a
by the power of God Hollow. Yeah.
So
I love that he's got Skeletor and Trapjaw, and is that Beastman's head like strapped to the saddle?
And Merman, yeah. He's got a lot of heads.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Swig the Conqueror.
Yeah, Swig's just collecting head right now. So
he just rode into Sparta and demanded earth and water.
Yeah. Next we got CB Make, our good friend Brian. Did this awesome one. I love the tail on this and just what he did with the the color scheme and the kind of textured look on the head. Yeah, this came out fantastic.
The elbow
Even his
armor,
pauldrons,
the pauldrons.
Yeah.
We're all doing stuff, and this isn't to put anybody's stuff down. And then Brian's just like, "Oh, I did this," and it's like go hold my beer. But I don't think Brian drinks beer. But you know,
here's one of the few that Joe has done. He said he really hasn't done too many, so we got this one here.
This one's mostly just a pop and swap, just mixed a lot of the darker colored body pieces, you know,
It counts like a boomerang.
What's
and
that?
then
it's like a jock strap swig.
we got this one from Joe_G.Customs. Put together a little female swig. She's been hitting the gym. She's got some nice abs there.
She does.
Yeah.
And
She
that
does,
hairpiece is available right now on Wolf King Customs. It's the Mama Mud Thump hairpiece. So
For sure.
Are those Wonder Woman's abs?
those are alien abs. I got that from Arethyr, actually.
Yeah.
Oh. Then we've got one from Joe_G.Customs. This is Mustache Night swig.
He's in disguise.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's Dubon's mustache. He actually stole it right off his face.
Yeah.
Mushtwigwio.
So, Joe,
then
would you mention like what your idea was? Like, this is part of a series of different swigs that you have.
Yeah. Actually, before Terrence even brought up the 1,000 Swigs thing, when Jeremy told his story wrote that story, at the end of the story, he talked about sending the 1,000 Swigs out to spy on the other factions. So I had already started mulling in my brain that I wanted a Swig in disguise to spy on each of the other factions. That's why when Terrence came up with the 1,000 Swigs idea, I was so on board right away, because I had already been plotting these customs, but they were all going to be pop and swaps. And then I was doing Let's Go Offworld with Curtis, and Curtis was looking at some of my old customs, and he goes, "Yeah, I forgot that you were a good customizer." So after Curtis said that, I was like, I'm going to have to make some customs, like some real customs. So that was the story that brought us to this point.
In fairness, though, Joe had been working a shit ton of overtime, like more than what is pretty much humanly possible, to where he did not have time to customize. And just recently, his schedule has kind of cleared up a little bit, and he's been able to customize more, which has been fantastic. We're all the better for it.
Right. It is fun.
So this next one is from Joe_G.Customs. This is a cat swig, a Swigwarian.
Yeah.
It's a swiggy. Squiddy.
Yeah. Arethyrian's arms too, which is cool. That's why they're a little more muscular. So, so this was actually Curtis's fault too, because when I did the vampire swig, he said, "Now I want to see a cat swig and a minotaur swig," and so I actually had a Jaguarian head that my dog had chewed up. So like the back of it was messed up anyways. So I just cut the face and the ears off and attached them to a swig.
Yeah, the way you blended the two faces was awesome.
Oh yeah. It came out fantastic. Like once it was painted and stuff, like you can't even tell that it was two separate heads. This next one is from Joe_G.Customs. So this is another one, a winged swig with a nice green tail and some horns. So this came out pretty well.
This
Jersey swig.
Yeah.
Yeah. Terrence said he looked like the Jersey Devil, so I named him Jersey Swig. So
yeah, and that is it. That's all the pictures that I pulled up of swigs. So once again, no slight to anybody if I didn't see it in there. Instagram sometimes doesn't pull up all the hashtags, or you just didn't hashtag it with 1,000 Swigs. But I tried to pull all the ones up that I could. But yeah, there's a lot of them out there. And we found out on Friday night that, Joe would love to bring his swigs to LegionsCon, but he doesn't want to take his swigs across the country, bring them all there with him. just for nobody to really, enjoy them. So go to his Instagram. I'm pretty sure it's Joe_G.customs. Go to
If
that
you don't know it by
Instagram.
now, you got
Yeah, make sure that you like all of the Swiggs so that he knows that we really do appreciate his Swig customs and we want to see them in the photo of 1,000 Swiggs at LegionsCon. So,
Absolutely.
All right.
so,
And that was a gag. You don't have to like my stuff. It's all right.
make
Yes,
sure you
do.
give him a
No,
follow too.
that's-
Yeah.
Yes, like and follow Joe's stuff because he deserves it.
Absolutely.
Ah, well, thank you.
absolutely.
So that is everything that I had for the slideshow. Jesse, I know you've got a few other things. But that's everything I had put together.
Okay. Before I bring up some more pictures, let's address unless it's in those pictures and I just missed it. Terrence, give the audience an update or how to get to sign up for and entering their registering, whatever word I'm looking for.
Okay. Well, I definitely have the registration on the Cabal right now. It's a Google Doc. I don't have the link right here, or I can't access it on my phone because I'm using my phone for the stream. But I will definitely post it up again. But if you go to the Cabal, you should be able to find it, especially if you put in my name, Terrence St. John, within the Mythic Cabal. So thus far, we actually just altered it slightly. I think yesterday, me and Kirby altered it to also open it up to folks that can't attend the con. We're going to allow some folks to send us digital versions of their Swiggs that will be, we don't want it to be overwhelming, but we do want to have it open so that as many Legionnaires can get involved as possible. And maybe one particular person in Nevada with 40 Swiggs who doesn't want to bring them across country. But the idea being that you can put up there now, I haven't seen anybody put in their virtual Swig yet, but for the ones that we have so far, we were just short of about 160 registrants so far. Now, I do get the ability to actually look in and see the names of the folks that are that have registered, and I know from seeing the photos, a lot of the ones that you just showed, a lot of folks have not registered yet. So we have seen 160 registrants, but we know there's many, many more out there. I hope that they will register as well. We also hear things like Jeremy saying that many people in the studio are working on Swiggs, that he himself has like 7. So, I mean, I know there's more out there, but I would like people to start registering simply because it's not necessary, but I mean, it helps us know how much, space we're going to need on a table, how many different, what kind of resources we have to dedicate to it. But of course, I also think a lot of people are going to come to LegionsCon and either buy a Swig there, maybe have a Swig head and put it on one of their Armory Experience figures. Who knows? So, I mean, I just think that we will see many more Swigs than what we have seen so far in the registration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
And I
here,
do want to add just real quick with the photos. There are no bad Swigs. There's no bad concepts. The idea of this whole thing is for it to be fun.
Absolutely.
Whatever you decide to do for your Swig for the event, it's just to have a good time. Don't ever feel like, oh, I can't do one that's good enough or my idea won't fit in. They're all welcome. They'll all be loved. We just want everybody to be involved and have a good time with this.
100%.
Yeah, I was going to say I've had people reach out saying that they don't really know how to customize or anything, but they want to be in on the event because this is such a community-driven thing that it's going to be at the end of this, like we're kind of averaging like 2 Swigs a person for the people who are registering. But I mean, at the end of this, we are going to have a list of 500 to 1,000 people that all came together to be in one massive photo just to say how much we enjoy this product and how much we enjoy the line, the studio, the community. I know Terrence has mentioned this in other videos, but just this is really a community-driven event that the studio has now kind of embraced as well. And that's really cool to see that this is also kind of challenging people. Like Joe was just saying how many awesome customs he's produced. It's because he was spurred on to take up, his customizing again. And people who've never customized before, LegionsCon is going to be an awesome opportunity to, buy some soft goods, maybe, meet some people, see how you could actually do something like the first day of the con. And then Sunday you show up and you've got your custom swig. Like you said, maybe you went through the armory experience, maybe used a certain online tool to help you plan ahead for what parts you want. You pop your swig head on there, you show up, and then you're like, hey, I'm now showing myself at this event. I'm now a part of something bigger. So we've still got a month, like a whole month, to be able to customize. If you've never taken up a paintbrush or never thought about how to use soft goods, there's time to at least experiment and try. I know, Curtis, I mean, you're a rock star for hosting the customizing studio. If you're thinking about customizing, we've got a community resource right here that's like welcoming you, just saying, hey, go ahead and give it a try. We have people who are going to support you and try things out. And so, I mean, anybody's watching. If you want to show up with just a stock one, that's totally cool. That fits with our story. And your name is still going to say, this is how I enjoy this line. But like, if you are someone who dabbles in soft goods, if you're someone who likes to just pop and swap, it's not just pop and swapping. You're taking your swig and you're bringing that to LegionsCon. So I think this is just a cool way for all of us to show kind of our journey, that our swig is going to represent ourselves at this event, at this great big photo.
Yeah,
so it's going to be a really cool event.
I also think too, even beyond the 1,000 swigs, I think one of the great things is the fact that this is the 10th anniversary of Mythic Legions. It's the 25th anniversary of the studio. So I think this is a fun time for us, almost as like, same way you might sign a birthday card in a way. Like everyone comes out, gets involved, does something really fun, and shows that I think what makes Four Horsemen different than many other, like Mattel, Hasbro, whatever, is that love of creativity, that they actually encourage it, that they inspire it. And it just seems to be something that has a ripple effect. You have the studio, but then you have people who are adjacent to the studio, like Len LaGuardia and Wolf King Customs. And then that reaches out to guys like Jesse, and it reaches out to guys like me and everybody else down the line. I mean, I did my first custom only less than a year ago when I wanted to make my own Unkin, and I was scared as hell to rip apart a builder figure of an orc builder, and now I think I probably have ripped apart about 20 different Swiggs and a couple other figures and some NECA figures to get parts and stuff like that. So it's fun. It's a lot of fun once you get started with it, and once you can really allow yourself to get creative. I laugh because I've known Joe for a few years from another stream that we used to do together. And, I wasn't even in the Mythic back then. And now I've got this illness, this sickness, this addiction I have. He's my sponsor in this anonymous club that we're in. But no, it's a lot of fun. And I really hope that, again, like Kirby saying, if you want to bring just one in the box, that's great. You want to just pop a head off or do something simple. If you want to do it like Carver Customs and put a torch in a head, that's fine. But, if you want to get wild with it, we will, of course, encourage that as well. So, but the biggest thing is we want you to get involved. We want you to come out and join us and just make this the best community event we can have at LegionsCon.
Outstanding. I see Dave's talking about, do we have to ahead of time? And I was trying to I found the post. So what I did is I went into the Cabal and I typed Swig registration, and that got it to me the fastest. So here it is. It's a post from Terrence from September 19th. Starts off, we are 52 days away from Swiggs Day, day 2 of LegionsCon 24. And it's got a link to the Google Doc that you can click on there and register ahead of time if you know you're going to be bringing it. And it's, just trying to get ideas of how many are going to participate. Will not stop you from participating the day of, but just trying to get a forecast how many Swigs will be showing up. So if you know you're doing one, find this post in the Cabal and add your name to the list.
Right on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I guess maybe could we address one issue, Terrence and Joe and Curtis and Jesse, just because this is something that people have kind of asked, and I would think it might be good if we had 4 really professional voices such as yourselves. But to you, what would qualify as a swig in this context? What is, as Greg Schmerber said, what is the essence of swig?
This is just my
I don't
opinion,
know
but
if
when
we
I'm
can legally say that on air.
when I am doing a swig custom, it's using parts from a swig. You know, if it's a swig body with a different head, if it's a swig head modified or a swig head on a different body, like something from swig that you can look at it and say that's a swig. That's been my personal rule for how I've been customizing. You know, I just throw something in there that when you look at it, you don't have to read the description to know that it's a swig.
Yeah, I think Joe's on the right track. You know, obviously, I have seen some figures that kind of that go well outside that. You know, where they've either used a plundering or they've used a Green Goblin figure from a different line. And I think what they've done is when they have stepped outside the line, so to speak, is that they're still capturing the colors. They're still capturing, maybe they're adding the soft goods in some way or another. They're doing something that, you know, really still captures it. And again, I think, you know, once you get to the point of customizing, I mean, you can pull apart a figure in a lot of different ways. So if you're taking just the ears of Swig and putting them on something else, or you're taking the hood off of Swig and putting it on something else, it still has something that's identifiable as Swig. Kirby actually had sent me something a while ago that actually went into truly the essence of Swig, and it was really interesting and gave a lot of context to that concept. And if you haven't, you should definitely go check out Gobcast, where he did an entire video on the essence of Swig, which I thought was great. You know, it talks about loving Swig for what he is and why we all love him so much. But I think that, you know, again, be creative, have fun with it, you know, and you know, just have something that's going to bring it back to Swig, I think, in some way or another, you know?
Yeah, I think it's kind of like porn. I don't know how to describe it, but I know it when I see it. So
That's the definition that I used to use when, like, in the steampunk community too, is just like, you can't define it. If you try to define it too hard, your definition never holds up, but you know it when you see it.
I did have a couple folks that had messaged in the chat. We did not get their swigs. Now, in fairness, they either just recently posted or they did not put hashtag 1,000 swigs. So that's on you. But I did pull some up real quick. So here's one from Jose Torres. Got the two-headed swig.
Nice.
So we got that one. He also has this kind of swig family. So got this one out there. That is Joe the Lone Ronin on Instagram. And then we got this one from Dub3 that just got put out there. Lacerda photo on Instagram. So a little swing tar or Sentig. I don't know. I don't know what we're calling this, but
Swig.
Yeah. So there's a couple more out there. If there's anybody else I missed, I'm sorry, but yeah, there's some extra ones for you guys. So.
If you want yours to be seen, bring them to LegionsCon.
Yeah,
we'll get a good look at all of them then.
Yep.
There you go. Oh, my light just died. Rip. I think I'm getting whatever you have, Kurt. Like, my nose is getting stuffed the longer I sit at this screen.
I got you sick through the computer.
Yeah.
Gave you cyber herpes.
It's empathetic.
Yeah.
Empathy congestion.
Oh, Terrence, you got your shirt.
Nathan said I didn't show the one he hasn't made yet.
Damn you, Curtis.
Sorry.
Now, I don't know if you posted them on. I know Matt Stein has done a few. And you know, and some of them are getting posted in Facebook, not just on Instagram. So maybe we missed some that way, but that's okay. Go find them, go look at them, get inspired, get ideas.
And if you are posting them on Instagram, use the hashtag 1,000 swigs.
Absolutely.
So that way we know that they're out there, and then yeah, bring them to LegionsCon, and then we'll see them for sure. So.
You know, and then what we can do at the end is we can go to Canada and put them on every one of the 1,000 islands.
Ooh.
And then have a salad with a Thousand Island dressing on it.
Yeah. There you go. Someone make a Thousand Island swig.
Just
Paul
put the
Newman
head on
help.
a bottle of dressing. So
Yeah. Speaking of swig, Terrence, what's this about?
Well, this seems to be something that's coming up a lot. It seems that there might be a movement to, with Swig being in the trouble he is in, I think that we're seeing a movement within the community. Some of the folks that we've probably just recently spotlighted. It seems that there are folks out there who want to see Swig make it through this this conundrum he finds himself in. And I think one of the thoughts that's been out there is that by bringing a Swig, by making a Swig, by providing a Swig to the cause, that I think that we might be able to confuse his trackers, maybe stop people from being able to find the real Swig, the original Swig. So I am hearing there's a movement called Save Our Swig, SOS, and that is part of it. So by all means, get that Swig out there, and help us, defend Swig from the forces that are tracking him down currently.
I have heard that Rihanna is in works to record a new version of her classic song based on Swig. So stay tuned for that, folks. It's not going to happen.
I don't know. Kirby might have that video up next week, and if not Kirby, maybe Jordan. Sure.
Here we go.
this is like
don't know, I
Spartacus. They're looking for the real Swig, but they'll never be able to find them in the sea of
Swigs.
other Swigs.
Also, SOS, Sea of Swigs.
There we go. We also have, I believe you said this was in reference to Omega Relics as well.
It is Omega Relics, and so that was he's amazing. I mean, I said to him the other day, and this is literally from right before the weekend. I said to him, I'd like to create something that's kind of like a comic cover, and I had sent him, I think the Days of Futures Past comic cover is a classic, and I just thought it would be really cool to take the poster that's normally supposed to be all the X-Men, that have been hunted down by the Sentinels, but except they would all be Swigs, and that they're all being apprehended and picked up. And so I had sent him some references. I sent him references of the Goblin Troopers, and basically just said, what do you think we can do with this? And I made some notes for what used to be a Marvel Comics group to Malignancy Comics group, and he came back to me with this within about 5 or 6 hours. So
That's amazing.
Yeah, he's practically AI. I'm not sure, but he might be AI.
Well, this is great. I love the reference to the Days of Future Past cover. I love the colors and the kind of graffiti tag style font for Swig there. I think that's really cool. And just the colors, like the contrasting colors with the blue and the purple, or the greens and the purples down below with the yellow. That kind of yellowish color is really, really nice.
Yeah, so I hope people really find. I think that he's great. He'd actually had a bunch of artwork that he had put up in the Cabal and on his own Instagram account. And for the stuff that was Swig related, I said, "Hey, do me a favor, please pull that back down because we're not ready yet." And so I think now he'll feel a little bit more comfortable showing more of it. But he's great, and I hope that you'll see more beyond just his Swig stuff. So he also seems to do some Dio stuff as well from his Instagram. So go check him out.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Instagram, is it just Omega Relics?
Omega Relics, correct. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. We got some more artwork coming up in here. Are these stickers that are coming out, or is this just more of Omega Relics artwork?
So this is his artwork, and these are concepts at the moment. I don't know if you'll see these, but these are. I wanted to show you guys some of the stuff that he's been working on. That like his enthusiasm for the whole Swig event has been evident. And again, it was too good not to share with the community and show what he's been doing. So want to make sure that people know just how much energy he's bringing to the project.
Very cool. And we do have a lot of talented like artists, like whether it's pen and paper or paintbrush, pen and ink, tablet, iPad kind of stuff. So it's really cool to see that it's getting people who aren't just customizers, not just customizers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doing other versions of art. I mean, of course, we've got, Dusty and David Williams and Sean and some other folks that we regularly do art from. So it's cool to see more people doing things like this. Now, before I proceed, Terrence, was there anything that was
Can I throw something out real quick?
Yeah.
I just want to kind of a disclaimer. I know we're all having fun with this thing and 1,000 swigs and all this kind of stuff, but I do just want to throw something out there because we had somebody got into a little bit of trouble this week or whatever because they were trying to like put out like shirts or something with it. Like, keep in mind that this character is a character from the Four Horsemen. It is protected IP. If you're doing stuff for fun, that's one thing. If you're doing stuff for profit, that's different. And so just keep that in mind as we move forward. And this is just for not the people on the screen, but just in general for anybody listening to this. Having fun with it is all great and fine and dandy. But we can't do anything out there for profit. Just FYI.
I appreciate Curtis saying that. So just to give a little bit of a caveat onto that. So none of what you've seen here is for sale. And I've actually been in talks with Jeremy already about certain things as far as what may or may not happen at LegionsCon. We're currently in the process of finalizing any artwork that may be given away as like maybe a participation kind of gift or whatnot. But that is still up in the air. It hasn't been 100% decided at this point. But, the studio's been really great about it. So, again, this is just stuff that, Omega Relics has done on his own independently. It is just fan art, and it's not something that we're currently not going to sell. So, and it, of course, is all IP that belongs to Four Horsemen. So that's why even on the Wanted poster, I made sure that we do say that it is a non-canon unofficial type thing. This is just a fun community thing, and again, nothing here is for sale.
Totally get it, and I wasn't trying to imply that for Omega Relics.
I'm glad
I just want to make sure that everybody knows that because there's like I said, there was a little issue this week, and Retro Rags, especially for T-shirts, like Retro Rags has the that agreement with Four Horsemen to kind of do any of their stuff as far as T-shirts go. So just kind of keep that in mind for anybody that may be watching or listening now or down the road. So,
absolutely.
Yep.
Good comment, Curtis. Good call. That was very appropriate.
Yeah.
Before
I saw that post too.
Continue, Terrence, was there anything in this that was a surprise, or the reveal was the Wanted poster, correct?
Yes, the reveal and the Wanted poster and the SOS are both being revealed here for the first time. And of course, we are showing Omega Relics, he's been doing a lot of stuff in the background for us, and I just want to make sure that he doesn't go unrecognized for his efforts so far. Yeah, but thank you.
Excellent. I didn't want to forward into something that you I don't think I put anything on here. So I'll slide on to the next one, which is freaking awesome.
So this is more Omega Relics. Anything that I've shown you guys art-wise is probably Omega Relics,
Okay. This is giving me like vibes of for anyone that watched the animated Jendi Tartarovsky version of Clone Wars, the little shorts. This is giving me like Swig meets that version of Dirge, the hunter, where he'd get cut up and his like sinew and stuff would just like pull back together.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's really cool looking. And is this the is there a bigger?
Yeah, so
this
is actually how Omega Relics reached out to me in the beginning. This was like some of the first stuff he had sent me and wanted to know how he could get involved. And so he originally approached me with the idea that he was going to LegionsCon, and he loved the idea, wanted to be able to just hand out these things as like cards that he would hand out to people. I said, hold on, wait, let's find some way of working together on this. And so that was kind of how that all started off,
Very cool.
Did want to pull up one more thing real quick, in case anybody needs it. Out there, Store Horseman right now, $37, best price you're gonna get on a swig. So yeah, hit them up. Joe's doing that like every week. So
I've been trying to get at least one a week.
So are we going to give one of these away too?
couple more slides. Oh yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Let's queue up let's get a hashtag ready as we look at these next couple pictures.
Well, I think Joe had one earlier that I think would work pretty well.
I'm entering the competition to win that one. I need more.
Yeah. I would say
You
that
mean a
whoever wins this, though, you need to bring it to LegionsCon. That's the caveat. So,
Right.
yeah. I know there was a good hashtag last night on Purple Gang Gang. It was Pound Noah Pratt. I don't know if we want to use that, but
Tina's in
No,
the background
I
yelling "Swiggity swag bag," but
I'm gonna make a pun just because that's what I do.
That's the mood. That's the vibe right now, Jesse. Do it.
is it punny?
I think so. All right, folks. Let me get present screen, share screen, click on that thing. We're going with hashtag Swigg'tacular because it's a hashtag. This is the Swigg'tacular. Swigg'tacular.
There you go.
I got it.
I didn't say it was a good pun. I just said it was
What?
a pun.
It's
is
a
pun.
great one.
So go ahead, start pumping those comments in there, and
I think you
we'll
found
roll
the
that in a couple
Joe's
minutes.
cat swig.
Oh. So, and for whoever wins this, are they reaching out to you, Terrence?
However you'd like to do it. If they want to reach out to me on either Facebook or Instagram, or if they want, they can, it's up to you. If that makes it simpler, you know.
Okay.
Wanted to pull this up from Mike. It says, can we donate swigs for people that don't don't going to LegionsCon? I think he's saying if people are going to LegionsCon, they don't have a swig, can you donate? Absolutely. Either you can reach out to folks or you can bring some extras with you and just hand them out. Hey, however you want to do it. So
Yeah, you don't need our approval to be a good person. If you want to help people out, do it, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I'll just say I'm not going to bully Mike because I think he's using talk to text like I do when I'm driving home from OffWorld. So I'm just going to,
Gotcha.
No one here makes fun of people for typing stuff not 100% accurately.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not accurate. Yeah, on Friday.
I tried my best to understand, but sometimes it's difficult, especially with Terrence. So,
All right, got a couple more images here, real quick. This one's pretty sweet. More sweetie swig faces here. It looks like this almost looks like a trading card or like a
I was thinking that.
It
Like
totally reminds me of like those trading cards from the 90s, big time.
Yeah, like the X-Men Fleer trading cards or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was his idea. He wants to know, it's one of the things he'd like to do, and that's something that we will definitely we are talking to Jeremy about. So, again, it's up to the studio what they will allow us and not allow us to do, but that's definitely one of the ideas was maybe including some trading cards, with like an art print or something.
Sure. Regardless if it gets made, it's awesome artwork, and y'all should go check out his pages and take a look at this stuff on a better screen when we're not just scrolling through at our discretion.
And while we're talking about giveaways, I might just bring up that I had a great conversation with Len LaGuardia this morning from Wolf King Customs, and he has officially said that he will be the exclusive donator of some giveaways for the event. So it will be the way it sounds like we'll be doing it now, which is subject to change. But I think the idea will be for every swig that somebody enters into the event, that they will get a raffle to potentially win some of the giveaways. So the more swig you have in it, the more chances you have.
Did you just promote yourself giving away stuff?
I did, because me and my other self are very close. Although I never seem to make any of the profit from the things he sells. I don't know how that works out, but but then again, I don't put out the stuff that he does. I only send out bags of poop. So there's that.
There you go, folks. You just heard it here. Terrence does not put out.
I don't.
All I gotta say is swiggity swooty, Len's putting out that booty.
Oh boy.
Sorry, Len.
And
Sorry,
just
future me.
last minute thing on that too is, of course, we did talk earlier about the fact that 4-pack of skeletons is coming out. The fact that they are going to have multiple payment options as we're going into LegionsCon definitely makes that a very viable solution if you're not looking to lay all that money out at once. So I would definitely say that I am going to be buying my 4-pack of skeletons through Wolf King Customs. So I think it's a wise choice.
Yes, I know. I don't know how much what Len might have told you about that, but talking with him about some of this stuff, it's going to be really cool. I think everybody's going to be excited. Not that there's not other great retailers to buy stuff from, but Wolf King's going to do the Wolf King thing, and hit try to scratch that itch for the folks that are drawn to the customizing.
Yeah, but those guys aren't my brother, so I mean.
Mike Stanton.
I'm just trying to say, look,
I might have 100, but I'm only bringing one, so you don't have to worry about that.
If you bring one, there's going to be problems.
100.
I'm just going to say.
He's just not saying the rest of the word.
Right.
Joe, are you only bringing one knife or one swig?
One swig.
Oh.
The knives are for a completely different event. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Did you say knives?
for the post armory mugging.
Yeah, and if you want to see what Swig's head will look like on the armory bodies, make sure you use that app that's out there, because there is a Swig option.
Kirby.
If we only knew who made that app.
That's amazing. I don't know how much. I know Curtis goes into a lot of effort when he does screenshots of stuff to talk about reveal shows when we do it on OffWorld or something like that. I know he goes through a lot of effort to grab screenshots and all that stuff. So to do that and then develop that whole builder, like my mind hurts thinking about all the, like, I don't know how much like code writing it is. I'm sure I don't know. The inside of my skull is scratching right now thinking about what you had to do to make that. So,
I'll tell you, because you're very welcome. And no, it was fun doing it. I had the idea when I was in a totally different meeting Friday night. And then I was like, wait a minute, okay, the idea for the day 2 exclusive, the creature creator, right? It's that idea of you can just take those pieces and line them up and you stack them up and then you can do the rubbing and you had the creature creator, or the monster maker, right? It effectively follows the same principle as that, in that you just have to, and on the Euro Legions guys, they even mentioned it's a lot of tedious, like cropping and cutting everything out. So I've got like a couple not 100, but it's quite a bunch of images, but they're all basically set up one on top of the other. And then my background is in programming and back-end development, but they always, all the cool stuff is in the front end and the motion and doing things.
Clip that.
So just enough, just enough of the JavaScript and stuff to do it in the browser. It made it kind of easy. So, I mean, honestly, the whole app was code complete in less than 24 hours, like from cropping the images, coding it, everything was done in a day. But I don't want to bug Jeremy on the weekend. And so I waited until I think Monday morning and I said, hey, is this okay if I share it? And he said, sure. And so that's when I shared it. But it all just kind of flew together because you just had, it's kind of janky. I know the pictures don't line up right. I was thinking about with the newer pictures of what the Armory Experience, the second release guys are going to be, the ones that are going to come out in 2025. I could go back and recrop it, but like if you listen to the Euro Legions podcast where they did that themselves manually, that they're kind of like it's a lot of hours of just tedious cropping and mixing stuff up. Sure. But I'm just glad that everybody really enjoyed it, and I do hope that people will tell people at LegionsCon about it, so that when they're waiting in a line, letting new people kind of understand what you can do and what you can accomplish. And of course, just because I'm also on this other thing, I had to throw Swig in there, even though Jeremy's quite clear. Swig is not part of the Armory Experience, so if you walk out with a Swig head on your Armory Experience figure, that's the pass that Joe. Well, actually, no, Joe, you might mug them and still take their Swig head, wouldn't you?
Not that they can keep the Swig head. I've got.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay, good to know. So that's your safe pass to get out of the army experience is put a swig head on there, keep it for Sunday, bring it to 1,000 swigs. Joe's going to be a good friend of you, and you're going to have everything going. But thank you, Jesse, for saying the nice
Yeah.
words.
And no, it's really cool because, like, you know, regardless of how perfect you can line them up, it's really helpful. Like, several people in the comments have been saying it really helped them decide what they wanted to build. Like, I really sat down afterwards, later that week, I think, like, well after, like, just you know, and like went through them, like, all right, these are the ones I want to try to get built, and if I can go through a second time, you know, I'll try to do this for parts. And it's a great idea. It's really helpful. You know, even if it doesn't look exactly, you know, lined up the way a figure would go together, like, for those of us who know what these things are, it's
You know what you're
immeasurably helpful. You know what
Yeah,
you're
it was
getting.
awesome.
Well, thank you.
And I gotta say, Kirby, I love your trading card art that you do, or not trading card, the playing cards.
The playing cards, yeah.
When I see those, I know I've talked about this before, but there's a company called Theory 11 or 11 Theory. I can never remember which way it goes. And like, I'm just seeing those like done up in a package like that, you know, like with that nice foil embossing and, you know, that real, it just is really cool. I think playing cards are really cool, and I dig it.
Yeah, I have a little spreadsheet. If I get once, maybe after 1,000 swigs, maybe we'll look at what some of the other card faces should be, and we'll see if maybe an intern for a day. I'll see if Jeremy is gonna tell me to stop it, knock it off, along with all my other shenanigans when he's finally had enough. But for the moment, thank you, Jesse. Appreciate it.
No problem.
And thank you all the comments too. Thank you guys for the nice words.
So at this point, we're a month and 4 days away from the 1,000 swigs photo. What's your confidence level right now, Terrence, is that we will get to the 1,000?
I would say, I think we're going to get some. I mean, I don't know if we have 1,000 right now. At least I don't feel confident with 1,000 yet. I think that.
Not with Joe's attitude.
No. You know,
yeah, I know. Bring one.
Slacker.
You know, I think that I feel comfortable that we have over 500, probably closer to the 600-700 mark. But I also think that, you know, like a night like tonight will maybe reach out to more people. I think that, you know, what I've seen over the last several weeks is there's an increase in more photos being put up. And I also think there's going to be people who are going to literally buy their swig at the con. I think there are people who are going to decide in the last several days to do a stock swig or to do a simple pop and swap. I think there are people who are probably a little anxious about getting involved with the idea of customizing, or as I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I can't decide what I'm doing yet. But again, take that anxiety away, bring a swig, bring a standard swig, bring something as simple as just popping and swapping. You know, all of it's welcome. The idea is inclusion.
The swig photo's on Sunday, right?
That's going to be on Sunday, correct. So you'll
and so you have the part swap on Saturday. So people could just go to the part swap some things around, put their swig together Saturday night, bring it on Sunday, and be ready to go.
Yeah, they just need to get in touch with Chris James on Saturday night, and I think he can make that happen for them. You know,
beautiful.
And little spoiler alert, just I know it's coming up later. For folks that want to know a little bit more about pop and swap stuff, make sure you tune in next week to this show. We got two of the masters behind pop and swap stuff, Dorklair, Bill Dreneski from Dorklair, and Chris James himself, the pop and swap organizer extraordinaire, will join us next week. Granted, as long there is a storm potentially blowing through Florida over the next couple of days. So, you know, of course, safety and concern for all of our friends that are in that path above being on the show. But hopefully they'll have the power and ability to get on the show.
Yep.
Yeah,
but yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, but you know, even if you have to do it at the con on Saturday and figure out, you know, your final pieces on your swig, that's fine. But we do need, you know, we can't lose steam. Because, like I said, there's a month left. If we're around the 500 mark, or if that's kind of where Terrence is feeling like we're at, we definitely need some traction over the next month to get there, to get over that hump. So,
and I think it's just going to be
register. So,
I was gonna say, I just think it's like seeing that many of the same figure repeated, but with variations, is just gonna be really impressive. I mean, outside of like Terrence's shirt or like Curtis with your Sentry collection, you know, just seeing kind of the same idea, like with variations or with little subtle details. Just seeing that, even if we're talking like only 500, when's the last time we saw, you know, that many of a single figure together? I mean, that's like a tour item. I know, like when they do Boba Fett, like the vintage Boba Fett figure, that's a collection in and itself. So the fact that we're taking a relatively new figure, not like the main guy or anything like that, the main character, and that we're really doing all of this great silliness to elevate it, I think it's going to set a really cool precedent that, okay, maybe we won't make 1,000, but if we don't, I mean, we have a gauntlet thrown down for who's going to be next.
He
Like,
said the word.
yeah,
Said the trigger word gauntlet. Say.
yeah, but like, I mean, could there be like the gathering of 1,000 Templars next year? You know, could there be, you know, 1,000 Sentries? You know, the Tusk Union all comes together. I
1,000
really
Ragnas.
think there you go. You know, I mean, just why not do this as an annual thing? You know, serious or not, play with it. And again, this is a community-driven thing that we're setting a wild precedent here, and I think that's something that I would like to see it become part of LegionsCon every year. So I just
That's
think
awesome.
it's awesome. Kudos to Terrence and Joe and everybody in the community, all of the podcasters and streamers that are elevating this and actually taking it seriously. It's a wild, silly idea, but it's a blast. I think everybody's, like Joe said, where everybody's having fun, and that's what LegionsCon and this line is all about.
I totally agree. And look, you guys, between all the effort you guys have been putting in, you know, in your posts and being on all the shows this weekend, we just got this super chat from Geisegway. You guys inspired my son. He's working. I'm assuming that's working on his own swig right now. Lots of hearts, kissy face, happy emojis.
See,
I've been watching
I've been watching a lot of Flash Gordon lately, and I think he's saying that he's working Ming, like Emperor Ming, into his swig.
Swig the Merciless.
Yeah, Swig the Merciless. So that's what I think.
Either way.
Yeah.
Bring it.
All right, and TJ Williams, he's got one on the way. Just got a
beautiful
10% and a photo to take.
And for anybody that is interested, the photo for 1,000 Ragnas will be held at the New Jersey dump. So just FYI. So
I'm sure that the studio is hoping that they will never accidentally order more figures than they intend to in the future. So we might have to get creative with the future photos.
I mean, here's the thing with this, they'll never have to use that swig head again because of so much creativity. It's getting pop and swap between so much.
I want a heads pack that's just 5 swig heads.
Right.
But like I think this just goes the community stepping up so big behind this. Like you said, whether we get to 1,000 or not, it's showing off the diversity you can do with that one head, that one figure. And you know,
seeing all the things that Joe has been able to figure out, okay, well, this helmet actually fits in with this, and this comes off, and like this mustache comes off of like we're finding out stuff. Like these parts are made to be customized, but we're finding out stuff that we did not know, you know, as this goes along. So
it's some true alchemy going on.
And Swig is a truly unique looking character. Like I mean, he stands like all the goblin like character faces stand apart from each other. They're probably the most unique in the line, I would say.
I mean, next to Swig, I love Snack, but I mean, like, you know, because they both have such, you know, different faces being from the same, you know, breed or same faction, whatever you want to call it. But they just so much character in their faces, you know. And I think, you know, everyone here is very creative. I think the idea is, I think sometimes even more creativity comes out of when you're kind of given a smaller, you know, window of what you're supposed to be able to work with it. Instead of being a blank canvas, they go, hey, listen, you have to paint this still life on the table. Well, there's a million ways you can approach that. And I think we're seeing that with, hey, you start off with Swig, what are you going to do with it? You know, and where are you going to go with it? You know?
Yeah.
There you go.
My favorite part of this whole thing, even though I'm having a ton of fun making the customs, I'm enjoying seeing what people do.
Right.
These ideas that I never would think of to try for different customs, different paint schemes. It's just been just joy for me to see what everybody's coming up with. I love it. That's my favorite part.
I love it and hate it because now I need more Frankensteins just because of the fact of after I saw Jesse's, I need another Frankenstein just to make a Swiggenstein, you know, that yellow and the black on the hood and stuff like that. That I don't know.
I'll trade you my Swiggenstein parts. Not the creature parts, but the Swig head and his potion bottle. I'll give you those. Because I don't have a second Frankenstein to keep them on, so the parts are just sitting on the side until the show.
How do I kick somebody out of the chat again, Jesse? Is there,
Hey,
is there a button?
now
you
can put a Swig head on a McFarlane body. That's acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nathan, iota.
This is going to get to the point where let's see what Curtis can do. Can he redeem Ragna? Like that's been I put that joke out there. Is it possible? Can you make Ragna good? And
so here's what I'll say, because I don't want Tanya getting mad or any of the Legion's ladies getting mad at me. I think Ragna actually is a cool figure. She is not a cool dwarf because she's not a dwarf. Okay, that is not the proportions of a dwarf. But the armor
because Curtis likes body shaming. There can be skinny dwarves.
No,
Curtis.
There cannot be. She's got a cool colored armor. It's a cool figure, but she's not a dwarf. So
and from now on, no 2.0 or 1.0 goblins, because that's not what goblins look like.
Sure,
get out of here.
They can
get out of here with your weak arguments. Ragna's awesome.
I mean, that could be a fun challenge, though. Take your least favorite character and see if you can make them cool. You know what I mean? That could be a fun creative project.
That would be tough because they're all cool.
Well, I know you love them all, but take the one you love the least. Let's play not one you don't like, one you love the least.
That's like saying which of my children I love the least, which in real life that's pretty easy.
Curtis can probably pick one.
I want to see somebody do a swig on a bryophytus. Do a flocked swig.
There you go.
How about that kid who dumped the oil into your laundry earlier today? Are they your favorite?
No.
not today anyway.
Not today. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, but you can take whatever figure you want and put a swig head on it. See how it looks. Yeah. A Sphexian swig. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
A Swigsian.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing I think will be interesting is, like you were saying, Joe, about how you can swap between the helmet from the deluxe dwarf to, or deluxe goblin to, like, and the Swig hood. That's also going to come into play with the Malignancy 2-pack because, like, the Mock head and then I think the Dobin head, those use the same hoods and helmets, so those are actually going to be able to swap around a bit too. So
they'll be keyed the same.
Yeah, so that'll be kind of interesting to see how that all works out, and it'll be fun.
Nathan redeemed himself, so
he's way too tall to be a halfling.
No, she's great as a halfling.
Halflings are shorter than dwarves.
She's a tall halfling.
She's a skinny dwarf.
She's the tallest halfling there is.
See, in my mind, the way I don't have a problem with Ragnar. I think the colors are cool. I don't have a problem seeing her as a dwarf because that's the way she was written. Would I have preferred the new chunkier, dwarf style build that we're getting now with the Exiles Under the Mountain pack? Absolutely. But for the time what they had, I think it makes a cool, unique look. And
variety is the spice of life.
Well, because it talks about her traveling with Thalen and in the winter, in the wastelands and stuff. So she's probably not eating a lot. So she's put on some bulk up armor
so she can make it through those cold winters.
But if you don't have a lot of food, you can't bulk up. Kind of the way Frodo looks like.
Then you die. That's the survival of the fittest.
And so then she's now with the congregation of Necronominus.
You can get enough to stay alive without bulking up. Like there's
Skinny dwarves
it's
do
not a
make
one
it
or
to
the other.
winter. Dead.
She's just thin. Stop body shaming, you guys. Come
I'm
on.
definitely going to body shame.
I wrote a little
No
story
butt
just
shaming.
like for me, I did that challenge of like what it would take for me to really appreciate Ragna, and I know Steph wrote a really nice comment saying she appreciated it, but that what if Swig again? He's the catalyst, if you excuse the pun, for all sorts of change and mayhem on Mythoss. So what if he got a potion that maybe made Ragna change a little bit so that she was more likable? And of course, we in the Malignancy just hit 800 members, so good job, Gavos.
Congrats.
Like, so I mean, if she was a goblin, we'd all love her.
Great. That's a great body for a goblin for sure.
So that's the
what
whole
happened
story.
Yeah.
She was on her way to work. She was in a hurry, and she like offended a witch, and the witch just said thinner to her as she walked away.
Oh,
I think
or maybe she actually is a goblin that's infiltrating the dwarves. So she keeps that helmet on so that they don't know that she's really a goblin.
And that's why she lost the soul spiller.
Yeah.
That it was deliberate. It wasn't an accident that soul spiller.
If she's a goblin, I love that figure.
There we go. Jeremy, you've got another story, and you can start moving some Ragnas again. We're gonna keep business going. We're gonna sell some figures. That's what we're doing.
Just repackage her with the green orc chin instead of the human chin on that second head.
I don't think they've got boxes of Ragna just sitting in the warehouse that they're trying to move right now.
I don't know. It's a big warehouse.
Yeah, maybe.
There's dragons in there and stuff like that. They can't put Ragna and the dragons in there at the same time.
I mean,
I respectfully disagree with Curtis's incorrect opinion.
Okay.
You could have just said you agree with me, Joe, instead of.
Well, you were making excuses for it too. I think she's just a thin dwarf, and she looks great.
She's just a thin dwarf. I was just saying, if you have to give a story, you can have a story.
I don't have to. She looks cool.
That keeps her
Curtis is just wrong.
Look, he's sick. Let's not kick the half-dead horse while it's laying on.
Oh, that's the best time to do it. Get him when he's weak. I'm just playing around. This is just for fun, everybody.
Oh shoot!
I do. The smell would give her away if she was a goblin.
Well, what does that mean? Talking about shaming.
Goblins smell like lilacs, so
it's trying to say the goblins smell. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, like lilacs.
Come on now.
I didn't say what the smell was. Just the smell of being a goblin would give her away.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Then how is Swig infiltrating all these other factions?
He's changing his body chemistry into different things.
With alchemy, yeah.
Science.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if all the goblins of Gob Hollow smelled like patchouli?
It would be what is that?
Die.
With
Nostalgia.
the exception of Mephitor. He doesn't. All the
He's
rest
the one
do. Yeah.
He's the one that smells like shampoo.
Yeah.
That's what Stinkor smelled like to me. I didn't know what patchouli was at the time, but when I smelled patchouli, I'm like, oh, it's Stinkor. And people are like, what? It's like, yeah, my old He-Man toy smelled like that. And someone's like, that's that girl's perfume. I'm like, yeah, well, she smells like a skunk, man.
Yep.
Sorry for anyone that uses patchouli. It's just the people I'm talking about use too much.
Well, we always like Stinkor. It's fine.
Yeah. Any patchouli is too much patchouli.
Yeah. Takes us back to our childhood.
Yeah.
So Pop and Swap mail, though, by the way. So we were looking for a golem for Gina, and she had gotten it from in the mail today. And this is the golem we got. This is the head. I think it's a little off.
Little big. Yeah.
The Diamond Select one works better.
The hands look the right size though.
Yeah.
I used like I'm not saying I'm shocked that I'm single, Doke. Like I'm not confused about the reasons why I'm single. Yeah, but no, the Diamond Select Golem, I used that as on a custom last year with one of the Goblin voodoo doctor that I'm pretty sure came from Toy Forge, and that fit pretty good on that body.
I will have to check that out. Yeah, I just ordered a couple of things. The Lord of the Rings line I'm not familiar with as far as I'm familiar with the movie and stuff like that, but as far as the different toy lines and finding scales and stuff like that, so it's been tricky because I actually ordered a Wargwolf as well, and I think the one I was after was a Toy Biz one because I think there was one later on that was not so great or is not the right scale for like Mythic or if you're gonna make it a mount. So yeah. Yeah,
the Toy Biz one's a good size because I have their horses are a little smaller than horsemen horses, and I've got my Gwendolyn riding one of those. So the warg from that line would be big enough for a full size figure. The other one I think came from the Hobbit line, and those were like somewhere between 6 and 3 3/4 inch figures. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, and then I also have one coming from not a Lord of the Rings, but I'm getting a D20 Wolf from Ryan Paris, Ryan Fury.
Oh, nice.
So looking forward to
those
that.
Those are fun.
Yeah, those are cool for sure. You gonna have a Swig riding one, Terrence?
I definitely am working on a Wolf King, a fake Wolf King Swig. So
right on.
I had to. It's been a project boiling in the background. I had to get the roller blades and the I needed all the
Oh, that's what Len's comment was. It was the woo woo woo.
Yep.
Man, an hour and a half later, I finally get it.
Is that the hood from a G.I. Joe?
It is. So this is from the Snow Serpent.
Yeah.
So I was able to get this, and I got this from.
It actually fits pretty good.
Actually, I got this from Aaron Payne from Payne Samples.
Right on.
Over on Oscardamus's clubhouse, and so it's really cool. It worked out really well.
These guys make good goblin mounts.
That's cool.
Yeah, you can get them. I've seen them on Amazon for like $10 at times. So, yeah.
I got my Gonks riding one of those.
Yep.
Very cool.
Well, hey, we are getting pretty close to 2 hours here. I know we've been real heavy on the Swig and talking about LegionsCon, the 1,000 Swigs. Before we wrap everything up, is there anything particular like you guys are watching or like entertainment you're looking at that you're really digging right now? We'll go left on my screen, left to right. So Terrence, Kirby, Joe.
As far as watching, I'm actually going backwards. So Gina had never seen Penny Dreadful, and with the Frankenstein's creature that just came out, I wanted to reacquaint her. She had never seen Penny Dreadful. I had, and it just brought back some of those vibes, and I loved that series when it was on. So we started watching that. So we're watching that right now.
Awesome. I'm going to pause right there because we're going to forget to roll this. Let's roll this. Did you say something, Curtis?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Darla.
Swigg'tacular. We got 39 people out of currently 50 watching. So you got
let's get
5 seconds. 5 seconds.
Let's get it up to 40.
There we go. There we go. Swigg'tacular. Going to spin it in 3, 2, 1. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Copyright infringement not intended. That was used for reference or review.
Oh,
big shooter. That's all right.
I think that's the guy that we had the shelf selection with earlier.
Yes, right? Yeah, the one with
we better Batman see a Swig photo, huh? Swig fighting Superman or Batman? Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the guy that did this photo. So yeah. Awesome. Well, congrats to you, new up and comer. Hopefully you're coming to LegionsCon too. We hope to see you there, meet you for the first time. So
Rob, what do you mean rigged, Rob? Like, don't you win like every other prize wheel?
But the other ones is usually Trevor or Nate. So
I haven't
Yeah.
seen
I
Trevor
don't know,
in
man.
a
The
while.
McCoys win a lot. So
oh, that's true.
Yeah.
yeah.
This actually will literally be my first time meeting Trevor, though. Believe it or not.
I just says I was already designing a new custom with this one.
Come on, Zamora, you haven't won enough. I feel like you haven't won anything in a year. See, Rob, I think your concept of time is a little off. Because I know when I posted that the Aba figure, that character of mine, you were like, "Oh, I've been wanting this for years." Like I had just debuted her at LegionsCon in November, and it was like February or March when you were like, "I've been waiting years for this figure." Or maybe you just meant the concept of it, not mine specifically. But
All right. Well,
His
guys,
socks are too big.
anything else you want to leave people with that they should remember or keep in mind?
Have fun. Make swigs.
And to tag on to what Joe's saying, also bring your swigs. Don't just make them and then leave them at home.
Yeah, bring a
Also
swig,
Bring all of your swigs that you make to Legions,
but not too many,
all
especially if
the
you're flying.
Yeah.
But keep your eyes on my Instagram. I actually am close to finishing up a couple more swig customs that I'll hopefully have within the next few days. So
that he'll be bringing to LegionsCon.
maybe we'll see.
What's the number though, Joe? Where are you at now, number wise?
I only have like a few. They're all right back there. So like 12, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not very many.
We expect at least that many at LegionsCon.
That's way too many.
I just counted 84.
That's not even a carry-on. You could fit that in a purse. So
I do have.
That's your personal item.
Yeah,
like that would fit in. Like just wear a hoodie, wear a like extra large hoodie, and just shove those all in like the kangaroo pouch.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't want to go through that at whatever where they're like checking your pockets, you know. Empty your pockets in the tray, and I'm just pulling out swig after swig after swig.
Yeah,
better
but they're not
real
metallic, so they're not going to go off anyway.
Yeah,
make a real swig that is an actual alchemist, and get him to make you a marsupial pouch that you can like envelop into your body, and then you can just shove them inside.
Nature's Pocket. Any fan here of that?
I think he just wanted you to become a mule. I don't think that.
No, like a kangaroo or a possum or
You have
those other things.
Pocket made into your body to carry things onto a plane. I don't think that's legal.
I didn't say surgical. I said alchemical.
no.
Jesse had me swallow these balloons at LegionsCon. I don't know what it is.
They sure hurt coming out though.
All right, look, I was making. All right, that's what I get. I was making a reference
Those cauldrons
to
will get you every time.
There's a character on Critical Role that like she keeps pulling stuff out of pockets, and it just became a joke that she has like marsupial pouches. So I'm sorry, I was entertaining myself.
But we just made.
I was with you, Jesse.
Yeah. No. We
definitely
get it,
was
Jeff.
not
Just having
suggesting
some
the
fun
prison
with it.
wallet.
Kirby,
Futurama talked
himself, I
about
hope you're not-
Nature's Pocket.
I'm
so.
sorry. I just got a text from Darla that said that I needed it in big and Terrence so everybody can see his wonderful shirt. So
Yeah.
It is a cool shirt.
yeah. So there you go. If you guys haven't seen it yet, there you go.
When he leaned back into camera earlier, and I saw like I thought I was having a stroke. Just because the pattern of it, I was like, and I don't say that lightly. Like I'm not mocking strokes, but because my dad had one. But whatever.
Wow.
Right? I'm allowed to make that joke, right?
Way to take the
Yeah,
fun out
absolutely. If it's funny, it's okay.
Take the fun out of
Just come on,
strokes.
man.
I just know people say it to me a lot, and then like a couple people are like, "Oh, your dad just had one. Can I make that joke?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's freaking funny. Like, I don't care."
If it's funny, it's okay. Sure.
All right, guys. Well, we are excited to see you guys at LegionsCon. We're excited to see all the swigs that Joe brings so that we don't have to give him shit for not bringing them.
Not about me.
And
The
if it's in the
community
prison wallet,
event.
it might come with its own shit.
Exactly, Joe. It's not about you. It's not about your inconvenience on a plane. It's about the community.
It is 100% about my inconvenience. Yes.
Do it for the kids. They
Right.
need it.
I don't even like kids. Come on.
Well,
Come
I can't
on.
fault you there.
I thought you said you liked some of yours.
Some, yeah. Not all of them.
All
Yeah,
right.
thank you, TJ. I think we're gonna be friends.
Yeah, just silent. All right, guys, we're gonna put you in the back. If you've got to run, we totally understand. If not, hang out with us, and we will be with you as soon as we close out the show.
Hey, thanks for having us, guys. And I just want to say to everybody watching, this is going to be my first LegionsCon. I can't wait to meet everybody. Please come and say hi if you see me and feel inclined to do so.
Absolutely.
And Joe loves hugs, so just go up, grab him, hug him real tight. Don't even say who you are. Don't introduce yourself. Just go up and just start hugging him. He loves it.
And
From behind.
especially if you come from behind and say, "Give me your wallet," really quiet in his ear.
Curtis is going to get a big hug for saying that. Thanks, Curtis.
All right, we'll see you guys in a minute.
Thank you.
Shoot.
Curtis, you
Well,
made
that
it all
was
the way
fun.
through the show.
I did. I feel like I'm death's doornail, but
Yeah, I mean, you look like you're having fun, even though I can tell you feel miserable. I can feel it for you. I'm sorry, bud.
yeah, but we made it through. So
yes, we did. Well, hey, we're not going to keep folks hanging around any longer. We don't have a lot to tidy up here at the end. If you need a swig, go to storehorseman.com. I don't know. I think they closed out the Frankenstein's creature. I think that last day was Friday.
Yep.
The 4-pack is going up next week between Store Horseman and your favorite retailers, including Wolf King Customs, our friend here in the chat, Uncle Bob and Aunt Sally at Uncle Bob's Vintage Toys, and so many other people, which I'm only going to say those because,
Cosmic Gunner too. Also,
Cosmic Gunner too. Yes.
Yep.
And who knows? I don't know. I don't know if anything else is going to be up there. We do have the current in stock that stuff's available, including Swig. I think I just said that. And Trevor, reach out to Terrence, and we'll get that sorted out for you for your swig you just won.
And next week we'll be talking about the part swap at LegionsCon, part swap and pop and swap. So we'll have Chris and Bill here, and we'll have some fun talking about that event and giving you a little preview of, if you missed it last year, if you didn't get to participate, they'll tell you a little bit about kind of how that event went last year and what's on the docket for this year. So.
Absolutely. And we can't wait. And as Kirby says, keep on swigging. At least for the best is yet to come. So hey, Curtis, you get some rest. You go inhale that Tylenol or hot toddy or whatever it is people told you to drink.
Take me.
What did I say?
Tylenol.
Oh yeah, NyQuil. There's a Y in both of them. That's close enough. Until next time.
What's on your shelf?
Did you click it or am I clicking it?
I did it.
I'm clicking it.